Hello, this is Not a Spring Chicken. Today's big news, of course, is what? Telephone? No, tell a woman or tell a family member, because that's surely the way to get everything spread. In fact, if you tell them it's a secret, that's surely the way to get everything spread. But for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. The U.S. to give Libyan rebels $25 million.
Yes, but we aren't going to have any involvement in Libya. Basically, the problem is that we're talking to Democrats and Republicans both to piss at Obama. I mean, he's supporting, basically, the Muammar Gaddafi is winning the battle. There's nothing that they can do with air power to win it. So now he's going to start supplying soldiers and stuff on the field, on the ground. Remember, this little kid was in Vietnam. Were you in Vietnam? This is how it all started in Vietnam. That's how it all started in Vietnam? That's how it started under Vietnam.
And France vows more airstrikes.
I know. You know, the airstrikes are doing no good because they can't differentiate. They killed a whole bunch of more civilians this morning. You can't here. Okay, we're going to try. We're going to go to what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. You know, Monty's kid Rex. Rex, do you know why they didn't send Nisei soldiers to the Pacific Theater? Why? Because the Nisei soldiers looked like everybody else and you couldn't tell who you were shooting. You mean in Libya, if they're not wearing uniforms and they're driving trucks, they all look alike?
Report, Michelle Obama's plane in close call aborts landing. Now, we talked about this yesterday, but why is this important?
Because they want to hire 13,000 more air traffic controllers. It's another union thing that you're going to have. I mean, it's just almost nightly now, problems with the air traffic controllers, and because they're civil service, you can't fire them. You suspend them with pay.
Ooh.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Suspend them with pay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a punishment if I ever heard one.
Well, everybody else, that's how they do it with a civil servant. I mean,
isn't that how they get vacation?
No. We had a guy, a mailman once, this is how we found out about it. We weren't getting mail, and we complained about the fact that we were not getting mail, and then they told us, well, first you realize the mailman doesn't have to deliver you mail every day, just as long as you get the mail delivered eventually. And if you file a complaint, the worst that's going to happen is they'll suspend him with pay and then put him back on the same route again. And
Last Supper was a day earlier, scientist claims.
Yeah, which means that it sort of screws up Easter Sunday a bit. It makes it Easter. But as we've been doing a piece, we've got what people don't understand. If you read the new history about Easter, it is not Easter Sunday, it is Easter. It has always been Easter. And it became Easter Sunday for religious reasons.
WikiLeaks suspect transferred to Army prison in Kansas.
I know, which means, yeah, I know the Army prison in Kansas. It's worse than where he was at, folks. So.
Oh, really?
Okay, basically they have no love for this guy. They basically want to charge him with high crimes and treason, and the Obama administration would like to basically give him a Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, no, he's done a service for the people of this world because he's shown how corrupt our country is to the world. The only problem is he also showed how corrupt the British were, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the Saudis.
I mean, everybody's corrupt.
Everybody's corrupt. And that sort of got Obama boxed in. Well, if you were only condemning the United States, so, and they, you know, because all these liberal groups that really want to destroy our country, shall we say, socialist. No, which gives me, we're on a trade of socialism. Do you know that it's perfectly all right to seize a person's business that they paid for and that that they own, they paid for? If you think that they're not running in a manner that you think it should be ran in, there's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what they do in the Soviet Union and China, folks. That's when the McCourts had their baseball team seized by the major leagues because they were worried they couldn't pay the bills. Well, no, they're going to take a $30 million loan out to pay the bills. So.
And only the Obama plan of more spending and higher taxes can fix the budget, and Obama expects the Republicans to join him.
The guy is a fruitcake. I mean, he goes on Facebook yesterday, and
Obama did?
He did a Facebook thing, a live Facebook thing from the Facebook headquarters, and they are screaming at the top of their lungs because they're demanding that Obama pay for it. They have filed a complaint with the Election Commission demanding that he pay for all of the airtime that he was on. that all the costs be paid by Obama. He's trying to say, no, this was a town hall meeting. No, it was a political campaign stuff on Facebook.
Oh.
I think they're wanting to hit him for, right now the bill is like $161,000 and it's going to be in the millions of dollars by the time they get done. And he's saying, well, I don't have to pay for this, I'm President of the United States. And they also said, no, it was a campaign stop because all you did was say that I need a Democratic House of Representatives in order to stop the Republicans.
That's a campaign stop.
It was a campaign stop. Nothing but campaign rhetoric, and they are, the campaign, the campaign office is neutral. They don't care. They just want to screw everybody, so.
Well, part of it is
I know.
It's like as his office, right, as president, he already gets so much free airtime.
Yeah.
So,
but he started his campaign, and he thinks, I am the President of the United States. I can do anything I want to do. I can go anywhere and do it for free. And no one can tell me I can't. Well, no, according to the campaign rules, you can't do it. You can't go on NBC TV and do a political spot. You can't go on Fox do a political spot. This is why people get dumped off of channels. You cannot do a political advertisement without paying for it. And he did like a 90-minute. You figure out how much that cost. First of all, they're hitting him. The cost of going there was $160,000, $170,000 for using Air Force One to fly to it.
Really?
It wasn't It was a campaign thing. It was not a It was not an official presidential function. It was a campaign rally for the president. He was encouraging people to join the Democratic Party to stop the Republicans. Yeah, that's a campaign thing, folks.
And 3 injured after a kindergarten brings a gun to a Houston school.
I don't understand that.
What is the deal with that?
A gun only fires 1 bullet.
How many? How many bullets?
Three people were injured. And
now that doesn't make sense.
It only fires 1 bullet.
Because didn't they say that the gun fell out of the kid's pocket?
It fell out of his pocket, and 3 bullets were fired, and that doesn't generally happen with guns, folks. It's 1 bullet. The bullet chamber, that thing can go off. Which is why, here's the rule of thumb for people with guns: if you're going to carry a gun, always make certain that the chamber next to that's going to rotate or come in place has no bullet in it, or that if you've got an automatic, there's no bullet in the chamber, you flip it out, so you can never shoot yourself.
New system replaces color-coded terror alerts.
Oh yeah, because colors were too difficult for many Americans to understand. I love that. Colors were too difficult. Well, okay, we're going to talk about Rex. Rex, you mean that they don't even tell people the primary colors in school? Well, they have to be able to read.
Well, maybe red was too close to orange.
No, they have to. Okay, spell red. I'm a product of the Democratic Party school system. I don't even know what color is red. Yeah. Sheriff
charged with meth distribution in state ravaged by drugs.
Oh, they're not ravaged by it. They're manufacturing this stuff and selling it all over the place. It's like Missouri, the meth capital of the universe.
And how it works: Japan mulls a stricter evacuation zone near nuclear plant.
Well, yeah, because they have to they've got to clean up the area. Okay, but we'll try it. Japan was hit with nuclear bombs. A year later, Japan was building in the areas the nuclear bombs hit, because the Japanese are actually used to nuclear radiation containment, whereas no one else in the world is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was that fast?
A year later, remember, Hiroshima and Nagasaki are massive industrial cities now.
Oh, that's
They
true.
rebuilt within years. The whole area was cleaned up and rebuilt. And you know what they did with the material? They dumped it in the ocean.
Oh, are you serious?
They built on it. So they've been setting everything that was irradiated, they
put it in the water?
The country, yeah. Yeah.
I figured they'd use it for landfill.
That's it, but when it's landfill, basically the radiation went out in the ocean, so.
Obama calls GOP Medicare spending plan radical.
Gosh, it cut spending. I heard this one. I mean, looking at this thing, they invited Representative Ryan to speak at an event, which Ryan thought was a legitimate event. And he goes in, all they do at an event is booing, because it was all union people and Democrats at the event that he'd been invited to come to and speak about the plan to cut the budget. Because, I mean, God almighty, we don't want to stop spending. You know, but remember, 57% of the people think that we have to keep this up, because 47% of the people don't pay taxes, and 27% of the people are left-wing Democrats. If you add the math up, it means 13% of the Democrats don't even support Obama's spending on the left.
A roommate charged with hate crime in New Jersey webcam case.
This is ridiculous. The guy, okay, there is nothing criminal about having a camera in your dorm room. Basically, they're trying to punish a person because he just pulled a prank on his roommate.
What?
Okay, his roommate was a holier-than-thou condemning gay people, and he was gay. And they caught him having sex in the room, and they had it on webcam. So, supposedly because he had been caught, he'd been one of these he'd been a right-wing fanatic against the gay people, he killed himself. So they're charging the guy with a hate crime. There is no hate crime when you put a camera in your room. It gets set there.
Well,
yeah, there's no hate crime. It's just like,
and you know, part of it is, well, never mind.
Well, even in American Pie, you know, what is Shannon Elizabeth goes and looks at the red light.
Well, it's kind of obvious.
It's on. People can see those things. Okay, I'm telling you this. When I was in college, we used to put 8mm cameras in rooms. So yeah. So you could sort of tell that was there, but the guys and girls didn't care.
It's like those bear things.
Yeah, the naughty stuff we did. That was 1950. Actually, that was 50 years ago. God, I'm old.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. If you want to keep things secret, never let a doctor in your family know about it, because that doctor will violate the Hippocratic Oath in about 10 seconds.